So welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in this video, I'm going to be going through why the e-commerce niche beats all. Why the e-commerce niche is the best SMMA niche. And look guys, in full transparency, if you watch this video and you still pursue any other niche other than the e-commerce niche, you're kind of being an irresponsible agency owner. Now I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for saying that because I do understand that a lot of other people are in different niches and are doing very well, but just watch through this video right to the end and you'll kind of see where I'm coming from in terms of why the e-commerce niche is an absolute no-brainer and why it's so much better than any other niche. As always, just before we jump into the video, make sure you go ahead, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Massively helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's jump straight into the video. So really there's three distinct reasons as to why the e-commerce niche is the best niche there is. And so let's kick off with reason number one. And that is that it's the most lucrative niche out. Okay, it's the most lucrative niche. Now here's why. So as you guys know, I run an agency called Bax Consulting, and obviously it's in the e-commerce niche and also the info product niche. Now, as you can see popping up on the screen right now, there is no other niche where you can make 8,000 a day, 7,000 a day, I think it was around 12.7K in one day. And I think there was another one like 9K a day, etc. There's really no other niches that enable you to make those types of figures. And as you can actually see by the date ranges on those screenshots, majority of them are in actually the month of August. And actually in August, I crossed the 50K a month mark, which was last month. And you can see a lot of that was made up of a couple days where I made almost 10K per day, right? And as I say, there's no other niche that enables you to do that. Now, how did I do that, right? How do I have clients that pay almost 10K a month? Some pay, 6, 7, 8K a month, etc. Well, it's because of ROAS deals. Now, ROAS deals is something that a lot of people know about, but I truly don't believe that a lot of people realize not only how just lucrative they are, but also how achievable it actually is. Now look, I know that a lot of you on this channel who watch my videos probably are either just starting out, maybe have 1 to 3 clients or have 0 clients. And I know some of you are already at, multiple 6 figures and whatnot. And you guys will know how lucrative and how achievable it is to, have successful ROAS deals. But at least for me, as you guys know, I only ever speak from personal experience. For me, when I was starting my agency, I always thought that clients above probably 3K a month, were kind of only for the biggest agency owners. And like, I genuinely thought, I was like, I'll never get there. There's no way I'll be able to charge a client, 3, 4K a month. Now, Bax Consulting now, our minimum is 3K a month. We don't really entertain conversations lower than that. And we always have a ROAS deal in the back end. So it bumps them to around a 5, 6, 7, 8, 10K a month client. But you can have a $1,000 client, right? You can sign a client on board for $1,000. And at the end of each month, that client could quite easily be turned into a 4, 5K per month client. And that's purely because of ROAS deals. Now look, I know you're probably thinking, how can a $1,000 per month client be turned into a 4, 5, 6K per month client? Well, take this equation. Let's say that you signed a client on board for $1,000 a month and you put on a 15% ROAS deal in the back end, right? So you get to say, look, my service fee is $1,000 per month plus 15% ROAS. Well, what that means is that you actually now get a cut of the results that you get. It's a performance-based fee. So take this equation. Let's say you spend $10,000 in 1 month on ads for a client, right? $10,000. Then you bring them in $40,000 for easy numbers. So you spent $10,000, you brought them in $40,000, you got them a 4 ROAS. 4 ROAS, very, very achievable. Now what you do, because you have a 15% ROAS deal in the back end, what you now do is you go 40,000, the purchase conversion value. So you brought in 40,000 and you minus the ad spend, 10,000, that leaves you with $30,000 difference, right? So now what you do is you take 15% of that $30,000 amount, right? So now you go 15% of that. So that leaves you with $4,500, right? Just from the 15% ROAS deal in place. So now it's $1,000 per month. That's the flat fee that gets taken out no matter what. And the $4,500. So now it's a $5,500 per month client. There is no other niche that enables you to have one client for that amount that also it actually makes sense for the client on their end. There's no other niche. Tell me another niche that enables you to do that. There's just not. So that's the first reason. It's the most lucrative niche there is. And look, a 4 ROAS, that's kind of on the lower end. You know, a lot of our clients at Bax Consulting and the students of the Quantum Leap Ecom Agency program, you know, we see ROASs of like 6, 7, 8, sometimes even 10 ROAS. So you imagine what the numbers look like when you get even a higher ROAS, right? So that's the first reason. It is the most lucrative niche. Now the second reason, and this actually may be very, very surprising and almost shocking to you, but the second reason is that it's actually one of the easiest niches to sign clients in. Now, before you click away from the video, don't do it just yet. I know you're probably thinking I'm talking absolute rubbish, but seriously, I'm not. Reason being is that there is so many mediums that you can actually sign e-commerce clients through. You've got email, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook outreach, you've got Facebook inbound leads. It's very easy to run paid traffic and actually get inbound leads as well once you know how to, and that's obviously a concept that we cover in the high level program that I've got. But apart from that, just organic methods, it's so easy to sign clients, right? And look, in full transparency, I wouldn't say it's noticeably easier than, you know, any sort of local lead gen niche, but I see a lot of the time on, you know, on the internet and whatnot, a lot of people say to not get into the e-commerce niche when you're just starting out, if you're just a beginner, because it's so much harder to sign clients. And that's just not true. Once you're equipped with the right methods, with proven outreach methods that have been proven to work time and time again, it's not hard to sign clients. It's just as easy as signing a restaurant client or a gym client, maybe even easier. Now again, this actually ties in with point number 1, and here's why. So what happens when you sign on a client with a ROAS deal in the back end is that it allows the client to not have too much risk on the front end, right? Because say for the previous example that I used, $1,000 per month plus 15% ROAS, that 15% ROAS is only payable or billable once you've, you know, actually generated them the results that you've said you were going to do or whatever, right? They don't pay that up front, obviously, because it's based on, you know, performance. So they only pay that in the back end. So the only risk that they've got up front is that $1,000 flat fee or the $2,000 or the $3,000 flat fee. There's not as much risk. So once you do end up getting on a sales call with a client, if you leverage ROAS deals, your conversion rates will significantly increase, right? Because you're not only going to make more money, right? You're genuinely going to make more money, but also it kind of just eliminates any risk that the client or any kind of limiting beliefs that the client has to sign on with you, because they're not paying that $5,500 up front, rather they're paying the $1,000, and then that, you know, them going to a $5,500 per month client only is billable once they've received these results beforehand, right? And then you charge your 15%. So signing clients, generating leads, generating appointments, and then obviously, as I say, signing clients once you've generated those appointments, it's actually so much easier in the e-com niche. Now, a quick disclaimer, I will say that delivering results, actually getting good results for your clients, is a lot harder in the e-commerce niche. But again, it's the same idea. Once you're equipped with the right knowledge, once you're equipped with once you're equipped with how to actually deliver results, it's actually not as hard as you think, but it is, I will be honest, it is harder than a local lead gen niche. But as I say, you know, referencing what I mentioned before, the students of the Quantum Leap Ecom Agency program, because they've gone through the service delivery week of that program, which is basically where I just lay everything out on the table, exactly how we deliver results at Bax Consulting for our clients, right? I lay all of that out on the table. Once you're equipped with a method like that, like it's proven, it works. I can show you my ads managers right now. Like, it works day in, day out, month in, month out. Once you're equipped with that, it's actually not as hard as you think. And also, you guys know I'm a huge believer in building a long-term team for your agency. And so once you do, you can bring on a media buyer, right? You can bring on a quote unquote expert onto your team who knows how to deliver results of that nature. And then they simply just deliver the results for you. And you've got a team member on board who is an expert who can basically, as I say, just take over that side of the business. Now, the third and final reason why the e-commerce niche is the absolute best niche there is, and if you're an agency owner, you have to be in the e-com niche. Third reason is simply because the scale of an e-commerce agency is so much higher than any other niche. Take this example, right? As I mentioned to you, last month I pulled in around 50K. Now, let's just say that 50K is a goal that you personally want to get to within your agency, right? 50K is a goal that you want to get to. In a local lead gen niche, right? If you're in a local lead gen niche, let's say you work with, I don't know, gyms, for example. The cap that you can charge gym clients, and really any local lead gen client, is probably, I would say, being very lenient, it's probably around 3K a month, right? Any higher than that, and you may be able to sell the client on a package higher than that, maybe 4,500, 5K, whatever, but it probably, over the course of a couple of months, it probably won't make sense for them to continue to pay you, because they're probably paying you more than what you're actually bringing them in, which means that they're probably losing money each month. That's simply because the results that you can generate a gym client it's only so much, right? The reason being is because not only is it such a specific client avatar, right? It's only people who, whatever the client avatar is, but also it's because of the area, right? There's only so many people in a drivable distance to a gym, right? In that area, there's only a certain radius that it makes sense for people to go to the gym. I'm not gonna go ahead and drive an hour to the gym, right? Maybe 20 minutes max. So a radius of 20 minutes around the gym is that client's max. You can't scale it outside of that, because otherwise it doesn't make sense, right? So as I say, that then obviously directly correlates to the type of results that you can get. You can only scale so much. So that means that you can't charge them too much, because they just won't stay on. Your retention rate will be like a month. So I would say 3K max, like that's being very, very generous, probably more around the 1,500 to 2K mark. That's probably the highest that you can charge the client. So let's just say that super, super generous cap of 3,000 per month per client, right? For a gym client. That means that you'll have to have 17 clients, right, to hit 50,000 a month. And obviously that's just revenue, that's not profit. So to actually hit 50K a month profit, you'll probably need around 20 clients, around that mark. Now, obviously, if we're going more realistic, kind of the actual caps for the local lead gen niche, it's probably more around the 1,500 to 2K mark, right? So let's say for easy numbers, it's $2,000. You'll still have to have around 25 to 28 clients to be making a significant amount. You'll still have to have around 25 to 28, 30 clients to be making 50K a month profit, right? Now, as you can again see on the screen, these screenshots are what I took last month of certain days that I had. Now, obviously I had a myriad of other days that were maybe 3K, 4K, 5K, whatever, but these were some pretty big days, almost 10K, and obviously one of them was $12.7 thousand in one day, right? Just those alone, from those couple screenshots, there's probably already 30,000 maybe, just from a couple days. So now let's look at some realistic numbers again for the e-com niche. And again, these are kind of the opposite, right? Before in the local lead gen niche, I was being very, very generous. Now I'm being very, very conservative for the e-com niche, right? And let's say an average client for you is around 5K a month, taking into account the flat fee as well as the ROAS deals in the back end, if you have them in place, which I highly recommend you should. So 5K average client, that means that you only need 10 clients to hit 50K, right? So you don't need 20 clients now, you need 10 clients. That's being conservative, right? Now, if we're being a little bit more realistic, now I'm gonna be honest again, if you're just starting out the e-com agency, you may not be having clients of this nature on these types of retainers, but it's very doable. I know that because I've got clients right now on these types of retainers around, anywhere from like 6 to 10K a month, right? So let's say 7.5K a month is an average, again, taking into account flat fee as well as the ROAS deals in the back end. That now means you really only need around 7 clients, right? 7 clients to get to 50,000 a month. So now imagine, instead that's 7 clients to get to 50,000 a month instead of, 20 clients to get to 50,000 a month in the local lead gen niche. So scale is just ridiculously more achievable and to a lot higher heights as well in the e-commerce niche. Now imagine, now let's kind of flip it. And now let's say you have 20 clients in the e-commerce niche at an average of 5 to 7.5K a month. Instead of that only being 50K a month in the local lead gen niche, that's now $100,000 to $150,000 per month for doing the exact same work, because you've got the exact same amount of clients. So you're basically, between doubling and tripling your output for the same amount of input in the e-commerce niche. So why would you go into any other niche? And that is really the reason why the e-commerce niche is the absolute best SMMA niche there is in this world, in the social media marketing agency world and whatnot. So let me ask you, how come you're in a different niche to the e-commerce niche? As I say, guys, this isn't me trying to, kind of hate on anybody in those niches or anything of that nature, but I just want to really show you the reality of what the e-commerce niche is and why it just, it just outperforms everything else. And if you actually want to learn and see how I was able to sign my very first 7 e-commerce clients, maybe you're just starting out your e-commerce agency right now and you're saying, yeah, this video was good, but like, I won't be able to sign clients for that much when I'm just starting out. Maybe I will only get clients for 1,000 a month or whatever. How do I even get those clients? Well, as I say, if you're interested, click the second link in the description. It's going to take you to a 60-minute free training where I basically show you and just lay everything out on the table in regards to exactly how I was able to sign, as I mentioned, my first 7 e-commerce clients. And really, that was at a time when I had no previous experience, absolutely no previous experience in the e-com niche. And I had no previous case studies, previous, results to show, to leverage or anything of that nature. So go ahead and watch that. I think it will really, really help you getting your first couple e-commerce clients. As I say, massively helped me. And I hope you found value in this video as well. It's just me being very transparent, very honest. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, as always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.